How you can improve your English at home. My name is Sarah, and I'm 28 years old. I live in a cozy apartment in New York City. I've always dreamed of being fluent in English, but my shyness and inability to attend classes outside made it challenging. However, I decided to take matters into my own hands and improve my English at home. Here's my journey. Day 1. Setting goals. I started by setting clear and achievable goals. I decided to dedicate 2 hours every day to learning English. My first goal was to improve my vocabulary and pronunciation. I created a study schedule and stuck it on my fridge. Day 2. Creating a learning environment. To create an immersive learning environment, I surrounded myself with English. I labeled items around my apartment with their English names. My kitchen, for example, had labels like refrigerator, oven, spoon, and cupboard. This constant visual reinforcement helped me learn new words effortlessly. Day 3. Using online resources. I explored various online resources. Websites like Duolingo and Memrise became my daily companions. I also subscribed to YouTube channels like English Addict and Rachel's English. These channels provided engaging and informative videos on grammar, pronunciation, and everyday conversations. Day 5. Reading books and newspapers. I began reading English books and newspapers. I started with children's books and gradually moved to novels and newspapers like the New York Times. Reading not only improved my vocabulary, but also exposed me to different sentence structures and writing styles. Day 10. Listening to podcasts and music. Listening to English podcasts and music became a daily habit. Podcasts like ESL Pod and The English We Speak offered valuable lessons in a fun and engaging way. I also created a playlist of English songs and tried to understand the lyrics, which improved my listening skills. Day 15. Practicing speaking. I knew that speaking was crucial, so I practiced speaking English with myself. I stood in front of the mirror and had conversations about my day, my dreams, and my thoughts. It felt strange at first, but it helped me gain confidence. I also recorded myself speaking and listened to the recordings to identify areas for improvement. Day 20. Engaging in online conversations. I joined online forums and language exchanges. I made friends from different parts of the world, which made learning even more enjoyable. Day 25. Watching movies and TV shows. Watching English movies and TV shows became my favorite way to learn. I started with subtitles and gradually watched without them. Shows like Friends and movies like The Pursuit of Happiness were not only entertaining, but also full of useful phrases and expressions. Day 30. Writing daily journals. I started writing a daily journal in English. I wrote about my experiences, thoughts, and feelings. This practice improved my writing skills and helped me express myself better. I also wrote short stories and essays, which I shared with my online friends for feedback. Day 35. Joining online classes. To get structured learning, I enrolled in online English classes on platforms like Coursera and edX. These courses offered comprehensive lessons on grammar, vocabulary, and communication skills. The assignments and quizzes helped reinforce my learning. Day 40. Using language apps. Language learning apps like Babbel and Rosetta Stone provided interactive lessons and real-time feedback. These apps were convenient and allowed me to learn on the go. The gamified approach kept me motivated and made learning fun. Day 45. Attending virtual meetups. I discovered virtual language meetups on platforms like Meetup and Eventbrite. These events allowed me to practice speaking with other learners and native speakers in a relaxed setting. The topics ranged from travel and culture to hobbies and current events. Day 50. Engaging with social media. I followed English language influencers, bloggers, and educational pages on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Their posts, stories, and live sessions provided insights into contemporary English usage and slang. Day 55. Practicing pronunciation with technology. I use speech recognition tools like Google Assistant and Siri to practice my pronunciation. These tools provided immediate feedback, helping me improve my accent and clarity. Day 60. Immersing in English culture. To understand the cultural context of the language, I watched documentaries and read articles about English-speaking countries. Understanding cultural nuances made learning more meaningful and enjoyable. Day 65. Setting real-life goals. I set specific real-life goals to use my English skills. For example, I aim to order food in English at an international restaurant, participate in an online book club, and give a short speech in a virtual meeting. Achieving these goals boosted my confidence. Day 70. Reflecting and adapting. Every week, I reflected on my progress and adapted my strategies. I noted what worked well and what needed improvement. This self-assessment helped me stay on track and make necessary adjustments to my learning plan. Day 75. Celebrating milestones. I celebrated my milestones to stay motivated. Whether it was mastering a difficult grammar rule or completing a challenging lesson, I rewarded myself with a small treat. These celebrations kept me positive and driven. Day 80. Staying consistent. Consistency was key to my progress. Even on busy days, I ensured to dedicate at least 30 minutes to English practice. This regularity helped reinforce my learning and build a strong foundation. Day 85. Seeking feedback. I sought feedback from my online friends, language partners, and even native speakers I interacted with online. Constructive criticism helped me identify my strengths and areas for improvement. Day 90. Enjoying the journey. Most importantly, I learned to enjoy the journey. Learning English became a part of my daily routine, not a chore. I embraced the challenges and celebrated the small victories, making the process fulfilling and enjoyable. By following these steps and maintaining a positive attitude, I made significant progress in my English proficiency, all from the comfort of my home. My journey taught me that with determination, resources, and a bit of creativity, anyone can improve their English skills without stepping outside. Day 95. Creating a vision board. I created a vision board filled with inspiring quotes, images of places I wanted to visit, and goals I wanted to achieve with my improved English. This visual motivation reminded me daily of why I was learning and kept me focused on my aspirations. Day 100. Incorporating English into hobbies. I started incorporating English into my hobbies. As a cooking enthusiast, I began following English recipes and watching cooking shows in English. This not only improved my vocabulary related to food and cooking, but also made learning fun and practical. Day 105. Exploring literature and poetry. I delved into English literature and poetry, reading works by authors like Jane Austen, Mark Twain, and Emily Dickinson broadened my understanding of the language. I even tried writing my own poems, which was both a creative outlet and a learning experience. Day 110. Using flashcards and spaced repetition. I used flashcards and spaced repetition systems like Anki to memorize new vocabulary. These tools helped reinforce my memory by revisiting words at optimal intervals, making it easier to retain information. Day 115. Engaging in creative writing. I joined online creative writing workshops and forums. Writing short stories, essays, and even blog posts allowed me to practice my writing skills and receive constructive feedback from other writers and instructors. Day 120. Setting up a language corner. I dedicated a corner of my apartment as a language corner. It had a comfortable chair, a small table with my learning materials, and a corkboard for pinning up new words and phrases. This space became my go-to spot for focused learning sessions. Day 125. Learning idioms and phrases. I focused on learning common idioms and phrases used in everyday English. Resources like English Idioms in Use by Michael McCarthy were extremely helpful. Understanding these expressions made conversations more natural and enjoyable. Day 130. Practicing mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Learning a new language can be stressful, so I practiced mindfulness and relaxation techniques like meditation and deep breathing. Staying calm and focused helped me absorb new information more effectively. Day 135. Engaging with English-speaking communities. I joined online communities and forums related to my interests, such as Reddit's language learning community and English-speaking groups on Facebook. Participating in discussions and asking questions helped me practice my English in real-life contexts. Day 140. Using speech shadowing. I practiced speech shadowing by listening to native speakers and repeating what they said in real time. This technique, often used by language learners, helped improve my pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. Day 145. Exploring English humor. I explored English humor by watching stand-up comedy shows and reading jokes in English. Understanding humor in another language was challenging but rewarding as it deepened my cultural understanding and made learning fun. Day 150. Setting up regular check-ins. I scheduled regular check-ins with my language exchange partners and online tutors. These sessions provided consistent practice and accountability, ensuring that I stayed on track with my learning goals. Day 165. Immersing in English news. I started watching and reading English news from sources like BBC, CNN, and The Guardian. This not only improved my language skills, but also kept me informed about global events, making me more knowledgeable and confident in discussions. Day 160. Participating in online debates. I joined online debate forums and participated in discussions on various topics. Debating in English honed my critical thinking skills, expanded my vocabulary, and improved my ability to articulate thoughts clearly. Day 165. Learning through games. I played language learning games and apps like Scrabble, Words with Friends, and Duolingo Stories. These games made learning interactive and enjoyable, reinforcing new vocabulary and grammar rules. Day 170. Recording progress videos. I recorded progress videos where I talked about my learning journey, what I had accomplished, and what I planned to do next. Watching these videos later showed me how much I had improved and motivated me to keep going. Day 175. Using technology for practice. I use technology like voice assistants and language learning apps to practice speaking and listening. Tools like Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa provided real-time feedback and interactive learning experiences. Day 180. Exploring different dialects. I explored different English dialects and accents such as British, Australian, and Indian English. This exposure helped me understand variations in pronunciation and vocabulary, making me a more versatile speaker. Day 185. Building a support network. I built a support network of fellow learners, teachers, and native speakers. Sharing experiences, challenges, and successes with others kept me motivated and provided valuable feedback. Day 190. Reflecting on my journey. I regularly reflected on my learning journey, noting my progress, challenges, and future goals. This reflection helped me stay focused and motivated, ensuring that I continued to improve my English skills at home. By implementing these strategies and maintaining a positive attitude, I was able to significantly improve my English proficiency from the comfort of my home. My journey showed me that with dedication, creativity, and the right resources, anyone can achieve their language learning goals.